Three MIT students, Jonah, Nick, and Haley, go on a road journey to California to relocate Haley, a choice that strains Nick's relationship with Haley. Nick walks on crutches on his forearms, and the potential of muscular dystrophy, multiple sclerosis, or another degenerative illness is indicated but never stated. Nick distances himself from Haley, and Nick argues that he does not want his impairment to hold her back. The three of them then spend the night at a motel when a message is received from a hacker named Nomad, who has previously hacked MIT server. He attempted to trap three of them in it. When Nick and his friend begin to check, he writes them a threatening email and even hacks the laptop of their female friend. Actually, he intended to upset them by baiting them, so they both tracked their location to identify him, and his location appeared in the state of Nevada. They are both delighted about this since they had to travel through their path, thus it is evident that their task would be simple. They travel to Nevada in the morning, stopping at a gas station along the route. It is seen here that Nick's buddy is quite concerned since she was thinking that Nick wants to isolate himself from himself by sending her to California. Then Nick informs her that his leg muscles are not functioning correctly, so he is using crutches and will eventually be completely reliant on a wheelchair. "So I don't want to jeopardize your future relationship with me." When Nick's female friend hears this, she begins to cry, and they leave to find the hacker's Nomad location, but the night falls before they arrive, and they detect the hacker's Nomad location in a desolate cabin. So Nick and his friend ask their female friend to wait in the car, and they move inside the house holding the torches and the cameras, but they find no one there. Then they hear their female friends yelling, and they rush to their car to ensure that their female buddy is not there. As a result, they are both tense at the same moment. When Nick observes that someone is pulling their female companion upside down, a piercing brilliant light erupts from there, and three of them vanish. When Nick regains his wits, he finds himself in a wheelchair at a research institution where everything is technological. Everyone in the room is wearing protective suits, and after a while, a doctor enters to ask Nick some questions, and Nick knows that he is losing strength to move, so he asks the doctor what is going on with us. Doctor informs you that you have appeared in the test of extraterrestrial biological organisms, since the signals sent to you by that hacked wanderer were not regular signals, but alien signals transmitted to you through message. "So, my team sent you here to ask you about it," but Nick doesn't comprehend a word he says. He says, "I want to see my friend," but the doctor also says Nick cannot see his friend. After the doctor leaves, Nick notices digits 32441 tattooed on his arm but has no clue what they are. Then he is relocated into another room and notices a clock that has stopped at 12:30. Meanwhile, Nick notices his female buddy sleeping still in a room, studying her. Nick becomes even more concerned when the doctor returns to visit him and begins to ask him some odd questions. "Do you have 10 fingers? Do you live on Earth?" Nick is perplexed as to why he is asking such simple and straightforward questions, and the doctor also shows Nick the recorded footage on his camera in which he watches an extraterrestrial behind a tree, which leaves Nick stunned. When he is alone, he hears the voice of his male buddy. In fact, his friend is in the opposite room. Nick's friend informs him, "These folks aren't allowing us walk outdoors, and I'm feeling funny in my body. I think these people are running an experiment on us," but Nick doesn't think so. The next day, that doctor returns to Nick to do his test, and it is noted that Nick's brain has begun to operate better. At this point, the doctor begins to smile, observing that he has achieved in his mission. When Nick goes to meet his female friend, he takes a page from that register and returns to his room, where he begins to create a map of this area since he was intending to escape from there, and he also notifies his male companion of this plan. Nick's friend informs him that they are experimenting on our bodies, which implies that a struggle is being made to pour something into our bodies so that I am feeling my hand numbed as they are a part of my body or not, but Nick does not believe. It is shown in it that a cow was being experimented on at another site of research facility, but the controversy starts there because the security alarm of that place is activated, and it is known by the announcement that any subject has fled from here. Because of this, everyone in the area is terrified, and Nick discovers that something has destroyed the walls of the establishment. Nick then meets with that doctor. That doctor inquires if he can feel his legs. Nick does not answer, and he continues to inquire about his male acquaintance from the doctor. Doctor informs him that "We did not transport your pal here." Hearing it, Nick is unhappy because he had spoken with his friend, so Nick seeks to depart from there in some manner, along with his female companion. But the doctor becomes aware of it, and Nick also finds his way to the exit, but his hand is unable to open the door's lock. Doctor's squad apprehends them and confines them in a facility. Doctor's team tries to take Nick with them forcibly, but Nick slips out of bed during the struggle, and Nick notices that his both legs have been replaced with prosthetic body parts of alien technology. Noticing that, Nick is concerned and perplexed. He regains his confidence in some manner and begins to run, accompanied by his female buddy, until the doctor arrives. When he enters the elevator, the doctor informs him that it is not safe for him to leave. But Nick disregards his every statement and exits through a tunnel where his female buddy is also restoring. After that, they receive a lift in a vehicle from a lady and arrive near a club. Nick runs inside to seek aid, leaving his female companion outside. Nick tries to use the phone at that location, but the signals were disrupted. At the same moment, a man begins to flee in a vehicle, abducting Nick's female buddy. Nick tries to stop the vehicle to save his friend, but the truck driver tosses him down. Then Nick becomes violent and begins to sprint quickly with alien technological limbs, reaching the truck in a few seconds. Nick's female buddy also comes to at this time period and aims her pistol at that truck driver. Then they both drive away in his truck, leaving that guy behind. That doctor had also departed to capture them with his team, and he takes that woman along with him who had given both of them a lift in her car. Doctor asked him about Nick and his female buddy since that lady had fallen under their effect and her conduct had altered after some time. Then Nick verifies that Path has stopped driving farther. Due to this, both begin to be concerned. Nick continues to look for another way, but they keep returning to the same location. Nick notices a tourist center and they both enter to check it out, where they find a map of the region, but the unusual thing was that there was only one road. They both decide to spend the night there, but as a military force arrives, they begin to hide, and they also locate their male buddy who had concealed there wearing a protective suit. Following this, the doctor meets with the owner of the truck and inquires about Nick and his companion, but that guy also begins to act strangely since he has come under their control, so the doctor murders him while shooting his gun on the other side. Nick notices the number of tattoos on his female friend's neck, and Nick's friend tells her that they are experimenting on us at this time, and that we are in Area 51 because the tattoo numbers 235 and 41 on our bodies add up to 51 after calculating. Area 51 is actually our secret military base, and it is said that aliens are making secret plans there. But Nick was not ready to believe it. Nick's friend also says, "I am feeling as though they have ripped something out of my body," and then shows Nick his hand, which has been replaced with an alien technological body part. The next day, the three of them drive away in the truck along the same path, but there is a military checkpoint area a short distance away, and Nick's friend tries to escape by stealing the truck, but they attach a large pillar in the vehicle, preventing it from being pushed forward or backward. They are all locked there until Nick's male buddy enters the military system room to rescue Nick and his female companion. He goes there to hack their system, but the military fires on him, causing an explosion, and Nick's companion is gravely injured. The glasses and system were both destroyed as a result of the explosion, preventing him from doing any more hacking. Nick's friend decides to sacrifice himself here, and as he approaches the vehicle facing the gunfire, he is gravely damaged and his power is weakened. He tells Nick to get in the vehicle and ride there. Nick was unwilling to leave his friend there alone, so he is disappointed, but he has no choice but to comply with his friend and board the truck heading there. Nick's buddy breaks that pillar with his left strength, and as a result, Nick drives away the truck pulling from there, and they are disappointed and tearful after seeing Nick's friend's sacrifice. They've just traveled a little way from here and are about to cross a bridge, but that doctor surrounds them with his military force from the front, and Nick is concerned. They now puncture their truck tires, causing their truck to collide and kill them both. A chopper arrives and picks up Nick's female companion. Nick rises up, regaining his bravery, while the doctor notices that Nick is gaining the capacity to regulate his strength. Doctor tells him that he can contact his female friend since he is a perfect creation of human and extraterrestrial technology, which is our greatest achievement or success. Nick notices the doctor's name, which is concentratedly changed into Nomad when reading it in is upside down, so Nick realizes that the hacker is not anybody else than the doctor. Doctor tells Nick that he did so since it was your error that you had come to hunt for me. Nick feels nostalgic and enraged here, recalling his female buddy, so his alien technology legs accelerate up, and he begins to run quickly. All of a sudden he gets smacked by an invisible wall, and after going through it, he enters another realm. Doctor also arrives and removes his helmet, revealing that he was not a human, but rather a robotic alien with a human-like face but an alien-like physique. Nick is surprised to see it, and upon closer inspection, he realizes that he is not in a research center, but rather aboard an extraterrestrial spaceship with the numbers 235 and 41. It denotes the number 51. The entire alien metropolis is visible, as is another alien city nearby. Actually, it was not the government's Area 51, but they labeled the extraterrestrial spaceship Area 51, and the movie ends here. As the stress mounts and the stakes rise, the friends are forced to make hard choices and give up everything in order to stop the signal and save the world from a horrible future. The Signal is a fascinating and mind-bending science fiction picture that keeps the audience on the edge of their seats from start to finish. The special effects are excellent, and the plot is well written and thought-provoking. The video raises important concerns regarding the morality of government activities and the potential implications of mind games. The key actors' performances are particularly remarkable, with Brenton Thwaites providing a dramatic portrayal of a man who must come to grips with the truth about his world and the government's activities. Finally, The Signal is a must-see film for aficionados of science fiction and thrillers. The film's fascinating tale and mind-bending themes, together with the excellent spectacular effects and strong acting, make it a thrilling and thought-provoking experience that will keep the viewer wondering until the very end. It's a film that will leave spectators contemplating the morality of government activities and the potential ramifications of mind games. Thanks for watching.